Also, make sure to turn on the subtitles from your YouTube settings. Let's get started with the most important ones, aka the Keystone Runes first. The first one is Electrocute. Hitting an enemy champion with 3 separate attacks or abilities within 3 seconds will deal bonus damage. This damage is adaptive, means it will be magic damage if you are a mage type hero or physical if you are physical type hero. The damage is also dependent on your level and your attack or magic strength. The lightning current you see above the enemy is what signifies this rune. Also remember, it needs to be 3 separate abilities. Attacking thrice with the same ability like that of Ahri's second skill will not trigger the effect. You need to hit it with other abilities too, also within less than 3 seconds. While it does not look that threatening, the extra damage can help you fend off enemies during the laning phase. Next up is Aerie. Your attacks and abilities will send Aerie onto the target, which then deals damage to the enemies you have hit and shields your allies. Aerie is like a small fairy, but deadly. This is what she looks like: small, cute, and hungry for blood. However, Aerie needs to come back before she can be sent onto the target again. So, if you are using a champion that stays close range, this rune can help maximize the damage you do, but it's much more better to poke the enemies from afar. The damage and shield strength scales according to your level alongside with any attack or magic damage you build up. Next up is Conqueror. Dealing damage with your skills or basic attack will grant you stacks. Each stack adds 2 to 6 bonus attack damage or 4 to 12 ability power based on the type of hero you are using and your level for the next 8 seconds. You can gain a maximum of 5 stacks. When you are fully stacked, it will deal 10 bonus adaptive damage based on the extra stats you have gained from this rune. This means if you are at max level and as a mage type hero, you will gain 12 ability power per stack. So for 5 stack, it is 60 ability power. Hence, you will deal 6 bonus damage per hit when you hit max stacks. Also, you do not need to hit with separate abilities for this rune to stack up. You can hit 5 basic attacks and it will be fully stacked and hence deal the bonus damage. Next up in our list is Fleeting Footwork. Whenever you are attacking a champion or simply just moving around doing nothing, you gain stacks. When you hit 100 stacks, your next basic attack will heal you and grant you a short burst of movement speed. The heal is based on your level and any attack or magic damage you build alongside in the game. This rune is very good to increase your sustain during the laning phase. You can simply keep moving around and striking the enemies to heal yourself and grant you a small boost to reposition. However, if you're a ranged hero like I am, you will receive less healing compared if you are a melee champion. Moving on to Grasp of the Undying. This rune has multiple effects. Firstly, for every 4 seconds you are in combat, meaning either you are using abilities to deal damage or taking damage yourself, your next basic attack will be enhanced based on your max health points. The enhanced basic attack will deal 4% of your max HP as additional damage. This skill is a blessing for high HP champions. They can make high HP items and still be able to deal a decent chunk of damage. In addition to that, upon hitting, the champion will also regen 2% of his max health, while also having his max health increased by 5 each time he uses the skill. The effects are reduced by 40% if it's on a ranged champion. Also, this skill has no cooldown, means you can hit it every 4 seconds. Next up is Aftershock. After immobilizing an enemy champion, remember the keyword here, immobilize. You will gain bonus defense and later deal a burst of magic damage around you. When casted, you will gain an additional 35 attack and magic resistance alongside of 60% of what you have already built for the next 2.5 seconds. After that, it will deal 12 to 110 damage based on your level with an additional 3% of your max HP as magic damage to all nearby targets. The range is quite less to be honest, so you kinda need to be hugging your enemies if you wanna get them trapped in the aftershock. It has a cooldown of 20 seconds. Next is the Font of Life. Impairing or in easy words, slowing down the enemy champion will mark them. When allies hit the marked champion, they will heal based on the max health of the one who marked the enemy. So one should be a high HP champion for them to use this rune for their team's benefit, else it may not even be worth it. The mark lasts for 4 seconds and is refreshed every time you slow them down. Also, allies heal 3% of the marker's health in 2 seconds. It's kinda like a soft cooldown, so even if you hit the marked hero multiple times, you will only heal 3% per 2 seconds. Lastly, we have Kleptomancy. After using an ability, your next ability or basic attack that hits the enemy will grant you a passive of a random item. The item is completely random and has nothing to do with your role type or even if you have made it or not. The inconsistency of this rune makes it less favorable to use. It may pull a godlike passive once and then pull up Dutch the other time. It's too risky to use it. So these were all the Keystones runes. Domination, Resolve and Inspiration runes are simply straight up stat boosts. Let's have a quick look at them, starting with the Domination runes first. First up is Brutal. It grants you either 7 attack damage and 2% armor penetration if you are a physical type hero, or 14 ability power and 2% magic penetration if you are a magic based hero. Next is Gathering Storm. Every 2 minutes the game passes, you either gain 2 attack damage or 4 ability power based on the hero type you are playing. This rune helps in the long run. Next up is Hunter Vampirism. You gain either 2% physical or magic vamp based on your hero type. Also, unique champion takedowns will grant you 1% bonus physical or magic vamp. Remember, there can be 5 unique champion takedowns per game, so you can have a maximum of 7% physical or magic vamp from this rune. Next is Triumph. Champion takedowns will restore 10% missing HP. A takedown is either kill or an assist. Also, you will deal 3% more damage to enemies below 35% HP. Next, we have Weakness. Impairing or simply slowing down the enemies will make them take 5% more damage for the next 5 seconds. Lastly, we have Champion. You gain 10% damage against enemy champions, but you lose 5% each time you die. It's a good early game rune if you know how to survive. Those were all the Domination runes. Now moving on to the Resolve runes. Firstly, we have Backbone. You either gain 10 attack or magic resistance based on whichever you have less. Next is Conditioning. You gain 8 attack and 8 magic resistance both, but after 5 minutes of the game. They say great talent mature late. Could be true. Next up is Hunter Titan. Initially you gain 20 max health. Upon unique champion takedowns, you gain 20 health and 4% tenacity per takedown. Tenacity reduces the time you are affected by crowd controls. Next up is Regeneration. Every 3 seconds, you regen 2% of either your missing HP or mana, whichever has a lower percentage. Next is Loyalty. You gain 2 attack resistance and 5 magic resistance, while your closest ally gains 5 attack resistance and 2 magic resistance. So, who's your best friend? Lastly, we have Spirit Walker. You initially gain 50 max health and gain a 20% slow resistance, means you get slowed less. Let's finally move on to the inspiration runes. First is Pathfinder. It grants you 8% movement speed while you're in brush, jungle, and on the river when you are out of combat. Next is Mastermind. You deal 10% bonus true damage to epic monsters like the Baron and Rift Herald, and also turrets. You also gain bonus gold and XP when you take or assist in those objectives. Next is Hunter Genius. It grants you 2.5 ability haste. On unique champion takedowns, you gain 2.5 ability haste more. In total, you can have 15% ability haste from this rune. Next is Sweet Tooth. You gain 25% more healing when picking honey fruits. Each fruit also provides 20 gold. Next, we have Pack Hunter. When you are near allies, you gain 2% movement speed. Also, for each unique ally you participate in a takedown with, you gain 50 and your ally gains 50 gold. In total, you gain 200 gold while your allies gain 50 gold each. Lastly, we have Mana Flow Band. Upon hitting an enemy champion with an ability or an empowered attack, you permanently increase your mana by 30 for a maximum of 300. So, those were all the runes in the game. Now that you know all of them, go ahead and pick the ones that best synergizes with the hero you want to play. In future, we will release more content regarding such information as well. So, this would be a wrap for this video. I hope you liked it. Make sure to leave your feedback down below, and I wish to see you guys again in our next video.